everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Najafgarh and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 29th of January 2022. Starting with very first question. Who has been selected for Assam's highest civilian award, that is Assam Vaibhav? So the Assam government is set to confer the Assam Vaibhav on industrialist and philanthropist Mr. Ratan Tata. So basically the state will confer Assam Vaibhav, Assam Saurav and Assam Gaurav awards. Okay? And this Assam Saurav award will be conferred on 5 personalities including the Olympics medalist Lovlina Borgohain. Okay? Now Assam was also in news because of its Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve. Why? Because recently it has conducted its waterfowl census, which was conducted in the 52 wetlands in the parks. And that's why Lakhova and Burachopuri wildlife sanctuaries were also in news. Okay? Do remember that both of these belong to Assam. And also Assam was in news because the government of Assam has decided to increase the size of Orang National Park to nearly 3 times. So the state is to add nearly 200 square kilometers to it, and this national park became a tiger reserve in the year 2016. Now do remember that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recently inaugurated the 25th National Youth Festival in Puducherry via video conferencing. Then India's first mobile honey processing van was launched at village Sirora in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. And it was inaugurated by the chairman of KVIC, Mr. Vinay Kumar Saxena. So it can process up to 300 kgs of honey in just 8 hours. And also it comprises of a testing laboratory which would examine the quality of honey. Okay? And UP government was also in news because recently it has declared 4 villages that are located near the Nepal border as the revenue villages. Can you name them? Please answer me in the comments. Question number 2. Which country has published the trial rules for the approval of gene-edited plants? So China has published the trial rules for the approval of the gene-edited plants, and gene editing involves altering the genes of a plant to change or improve its performance. So it is seen as less risky than genetically modifying plants. Okay? So this move aims to promote the seed industry of China and ensure the food security to its huge population. So China has also passed regulations for approval of genetically modified crops as well. Okay? Now talking about China, recently the China's Standing Committee of National People's Congress has announced the draft amendment to the Law on the Protection of Rights and Interests of Women. So under this proposal, employers are banned from stating the gender preferences in job advertisement or asking the female applicants about their marital status and pregnancy status. Okay? Now also we have seen that USA has recently announced a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics that is to be held in China. And the White House announced that no official delegation would be sent to the games because of concerns about the China's human rights record. Also it said that US athletes could attend it and would have the government's full support. Then there was a new data from CIPRI recently, and as per the new report, sales of arms and military services by the 100 largest companies amounted to $531 billion in 2021. So this is an increase of nearly 1.3% if we compare it with the previous year. So do remember that USA hosted the highest number of companies that were ranked in this top 100, and it was then followed by China. Okay. And also one most important news, recently China has taken over the BRICS presidency from India, and now China would be the president of BRICS for the year 2022. Okay. Talking about BRICS, it is an organization of 5 member countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. South Africa is the latest country to join it. Question number 3. What is the expansion of VRR auction conducted by the Reserve Bank of India? Basically, you have to tell what does VRR stands for. So this is variable rate repo auction. Actually, repo rate is the rate at which RBI lends short-term loans to the banks, and a part of it is done at a fixed rate and some of it as a variable rate. Okay, so the Reserve Bank of India said it will conduct an overnight variable rate repo auction under liquidity adjustment facility for an amount of nearly 75,000 crore rupees. So on 20th of January, RBI conducted an overnight variable rate repo auction of 50,000 crore rupees. Fine. Now let's see some of the important banking related current affairs. First of all, Equitas Small Finance Bank has recently been impaneled as the banking partner of the state government of Maharashtra with an aim to offer its services to employees of the state government of Maharashtra. Then a penalty of 1.8 crore rupees has been imposed on Punjab National Bank by the RBI because it was found guilty of contravening the provisions of Banking Regulations Act 1949 related to the pledges of shares by it. Okay, and also ICICI Bank has been fined with 30 lakh rupees from RBI for deficiencies in the regulatory compliances. Then in the month of October, we have seen that RBI has removed Indian Overseas Bank from its PCA framework, and it was placed in this framework in the year 2015, but now bank does not meet the criteria of PCA, and that's why it has been removed. Now last month we have seen that Bank of Baroda has stopped the digital scorecard for 2022-21. Okay. Question number 4. Najafgarh jheel is a trans-boundary wetland between which two states? So this is a trans-boundary wetland between Delhi and Haryana, and the National Green Tribunal had earlier directed the Haryana and Delhi to prepare an environment management plan for this jheel. So NGT has directed Delhi and Haryana to enforce the environment management plans that the two governments have prepared for the rejuvenation and protection of this Najafgarh jheel. Okay. Now talking about Delhi, it is set to implement the GRAP plan, that is Graded Response Action Plan, to tackle the COVID-19, and it is a kind of color coded action plan with yellow at the lowest level of alert while red at the highest level. And under this plan, the level of restriction in the markets, industries and offices along with the public transport will be determined based on factors like COVID-19 test positivity rate, then about new cases, occupancy of oxygen beds in the hospitals, etc. Okay. Now Jammu Kashmir Real Estate Summit 2021 was recently held for the very first time, and during this summit 39 real estate memorandum of understandings worth 18,900 crore rupees were signed. So 19 of these MOUs were related to the residential sector, 8 were of commercial projects and 4 were of hospitality. Fine. Now also Delhi government has recently launched the Shramik Mitra scheme to ensure that the benefits announced by the government reach to the construction workers. So under this scheme, around 800 Shramik Mitras will reach the construction workers at their doorstep and inform them about the schemes launched by the Delhi government. Okay. Question number 5. Star of David and the Ashoka Chakra are found in the commemorative logo of which two countries? So India and Israel launched a commemorative logo to mark the 30th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic ties between the two countries, and the logo has the Star of David and the Ashoka Chakra. These are the two symbols that feature in the national flags of both the countries and forms the numeral 30 which basically depicts the 30th anniversary of bilateral relations. Okay, so Israel and India established their diplomatic relations on 29th of January 1992. Now Israel was also in news because recently India and Israel have decided to widen the I4F, that is India-Israel Industrial Research and Development Technological Fund, during their 8th governing body meet. Okay, and few days back we have seen that Narendra Modi has introduced the P3 movement to underline the India's climate change commitments at World Economic Forum's Davos Agenda 2022. What does P3 stands for? It is Pro-Planet People. Now talking about the COP26 that was held in Glasgow in Scotland, Prime Minister Modi announced that India has set a target of net zero carbon emissions by which year? By 2070. And also India updated its intended nationally determined contributions that have to be met by 2030. So this new pledge includes increasing the country's installed renewable capacity to 500 gigawatt, meeting 50% of its energy requirements from non-fossil fuel sources. Okay, so basically Prime Minister Modi highlighted that our lifestyle poses a big challenge for the climate, and also he said that it is very important now to rapidly shift today's take, make, use and dispose economy towards a circular economy. Fine. Now do remember that COP27 would be hosted by Egypt in the year 2022 and COP28 would be taken care of by UAE in the year 2023. Fine. Question number 6. What is the theme of the National Tourism Day 2022? So this day is celebrated across the country on 25th of January every year to spread awareness about the importance of tourism and its impact on the economy. So this year Ministry of Tourism is observing the National Tourism Day under the aegis of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and the theme for this year is rural and community centric tourism. Okay. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that the National Voters Day is celebrated every year on 25th of January to encourage the country's voters to participate in the electoral process, and the theme for this year was making elections inclusive, accessible and participatory. So the new voters that have completed 18 years of age have been enrolled and have been given the electoral photo identity card on 25th of January. Okay. Now Republic Day celebration includes recognition and honoring the brave personnel in the armed forces and in police. So there are total 8 categories of awards given to honor the recipients for their work in their respective fields. Okay, so these 8 awards are Padma Awards, Gallantry Awards, means Paramveer Chakra, then Mahavir Chakra, Veer Chakra, Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. Then third is President's Police Medals, then Correctional Services Medal, then President Fire Medal, Civil Defense and Home Guards Medal, and last is Jeevan Raksha Padak. So if you are asked that Gallantry Awards, Jeevan Raksha Padak etc. are usually conferred on which occasion, answer is Republic Day. Now apart from all these things, the Facebook parent company Meta has announced that its new artificial intelligence supercomputer will be the fastest in the world by the middle of next year. So Meta has introduced artificial research supercluster, which is among the fastest artificial intelligence supercomputers that are running at present, and it will be the fastest in the world once fully built out in mid 2022. Okay. So if you are asked that which technology company unveiled the artificial intelligence research supercluster, answer is Meta. Question number 7. Chiru 2Q22 is a joint naval drill participated by which set of countries? So China, Russia, Iran navies participated in this exercise, and China announced that it has sent its naval missile destroyer Urumqi to the Gulf of Oman to participate in this drill. So Chinese regime also sent the helicopters and marines for the exercise, and Russia sent its Pacific Fleet's task force, which included Nakhimov missile cruiser Varyak and anti-submarine warfare ship Admiral Tributes. So the exercises are held in the waters of Mediterranean Sea. Fine. Now talking about Russia, Recently, Russia has developed and unveiled its Tu-160M strategic bomber, also known as White Swan. So recently the debut flight of the bomber was conducted successfully. Then few days back, DRDO has successfully flight tested the man-portable anti-tank guided missile that has been indigenously developed, and it is a third generation fire and forget anti-tank guided missile derived from NAG. Now, which country has recently tested the railway-borne missile? Answer is North Korea. And also DRDO has test fired the BrahMos advanced variant, which is a C-to-C variant of BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, and it was tested from INS Vishakhapatnam. Now, can you tell me Nuri belong to which country? Question number 8. What is the valuation limit for a decacorn company? So, a decacorn is a company whose valuation crosses the milestone of $10 billion. So, food delivery giant Swiggy has raised $700 million in Invesco-led new funding, which has made it to a decacorn company. And another food delivery leader, Zomato, was valued at $5.4 billion before its recent IPO. And budget hospitality company Oyo's valuation is at $9 billion in 2021. So the top 3 positions are held by Flipkart, then Byju's, and then Paytm. Now, do you know what is humid heat? Actually, it refers to a condition that are either hot and dry, or you can say hot and humid, enough to cause decreases in the labor productivity. Okay, so as per the recent study, India lost around 259 billion hours of labor annually between 2001 and 2020 due to the impacts of this humid heat, and the loss of these productive hours cost India nearly $624 billion, which is nearly equal to 46 lakh crore rupees. So globally, humid heat caused 677 billion hours of lost labor each year, and it is worth $2.1 trillion, nearly equal to 156 lakh crore rupees. So data is not quite important, okay? Now, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya has launched the revamped Central Government Health Scheme website as well as mobile application. So this website shall benefit over 40 lakh beneficiaries with real-time information, and the site has been made bilingual with Hindi and English both. So there is a direct link to the eSanjeevani teleconsultation facility through the website, and user-friendly features for visually impaired persons were also added. Okay, so you can be asked that which union ministry launched My Central Government Health Scheme mobile application? Answer would be Ministry of Health. Question number 9. Who is the only second player to win ICC Women's Cricketer of the Year award? So India's star opener Smriti Mandhana was named the ICC Women's Cricketer of the Year for her contribution across all formats in the year 2021. So do remember that she is only the second Indian woman player to bag an ICC award after veteran pacer Jhulan Goswami, who was named the ICC Player of the Year in the year 2007. And England captain Root was named ICC Men's Test Cricketer of the Year for 2021, and Pakistan's keeper Babar Azam has been named as ICC ODI Cricketer of the Year for 2021. So be careful with each category. Now earlier we have seen that the BRICS New Development Bank has announced that it will add Egypt as its new member, and Egypt is the 4th new member admitted to NDB after Bangladesh, UAE and Uruguay. Then Indonesia is set to ratify its membership of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership in the year 2022. Now do remember that BCCI, that is Board of Control for Cricket in India, has informed that Tata Group has replaced the Chinese mobile manufacturing company Vivo as the title sponsor of IPL for 2022 and 2023 seasons. Then a spinner from New Zealand, Ejaz Patel, has won the ICC Player of the Month award for the month of December. Also, don't forget that in the month of November, India's Manu Shah and T. Reith Rishya bagged the men's and women's single title in the ITTF Ecuador International Open Table Tennis Tournament. Then for the Billie Jean King Cup, Russian team has defeated Switzerland to win this title. Also, India's Manika Batra and Archana Girish Kamath won the women's double title at the World Table Tennis Contender Lascaux 2021 event. Okay. Now coming to last question. Which Indian movie won the Best Film Award at Dhaka International Film Festival? So Kuzangal from India won the Best Film Award in the Asian Film Competition section at the 20th Dhaka International Film Festival, and it was directed by P.S. Vinod Raj from the state of Tamil Nadu. So Best Actor Award went to Jaya Surya for Ranjit Sankar directed film Sunny. And the Best Scriptwriter Award went to Indra Neel, Roy Chaudhary and Sugata Sinha for India-Bangladesh film Mayer Jonjal. So do remember that India won 4 out of 17 awards. Okay. Now do remember that Sumit Bhale has recently won the gold medal at the International Folk Art Festival. Then Shailene Ford is the winner of Mrs. World 2022 and she is from America. Also, India's Navdeep Kaur has recently won the award for Best National Costume at the prestigious Mrs. World 2022 event that was held in Las Vegas. Also, don't forget that India's first ever food museum has recently been inaugurated at Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. Now you have to tell me, when do we observe National Press Day? Please answer me in the comments. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzat Sana signing off.